Hi, I'm Dahlia. I never thought I'd be burying my only child at 62, but there I was, watching them lower Michael's casket into the cold, wet ground, while his wife of 5 years, Vanessa, sobbed dramatically into a pristine white handkerchief. He was too young, whispered my best friend Eleanor, squeezing my hand. Only 34. The heart attack came out of nowhere. I nodded numbly, watching Vanessa's performance. Something felt off about her grief. Too practiced, too perfect. Michael had been the picture of health his entire life. Dahlia, it's time to throw the roses. Eleanor nudged me forward. As I approached the grave, my phone vibrated in my pocket. Normally, I'd ignore it, but something compelled me to look. The number was unknown. I'm alive, Mom? Don't believe Vanessa. Help! My knees buckled. Eleanor caught me before I hit the ground. Dahlia, what's wrong? I showed her the phone with trembling hands. That can't be real, she whispered, eyes wide. Michael's body was identified. The coroner confirmed. By who? Vanessa? I hissed, suddenly aware of eyes on us. She was the only one who saw him after the supposed heart attack. She's the one who insisted on a closed casket. Eleanor looked skeptical. Grief does strange things, Dahlia. This could be someone's sick joke. I watched Vanessa across the grave, accepting condolences with downcast eyes. When Detective Harris, an old friend of Michael's from college, approached her, I noticed her stiffen slightly. Something's not right, I whispered. I'm going to find out what happened to my son. Later at the reception, I cornered Detective Harris by the drink table. Tony, I need to talk to you. He looked startled. Dahlia, I'm so sorry about Michael. I still can't believe it. Neither can I said, showing him the text. What do you make of this? His eyes narrowed. Where did this come from? An unknown number, during the burial. Did you try calling back? Goes straight to voicemail. Tony rubbed his chin. The medical examiner signed off on the death certificate. Heart failure. Did you see the body, Tony? Did anyone besides Vanessa identify him? I wasn't assigned to the case. There was no case. It was ruled natural causes. Michael was training for a marathon. He had a physical 3 months ago. Perfect health. Tony hesitated. Look, this is probably nothing, but Michael came to me about a month ago. He was worried about something. Said he'd found discrepancies in his and Vanessa's joint accounts. Large sums missing. I felt cold all over. He never mentioned that to me. He wanted to handle it himself. Said he was going to confront her. Across the room, Vanessa was speaking with Michael's boss, Jerry, who patted her shoulder sympathetically. As if sensing our attention, she glanced over, her smile faltering when she saw me with Tony. I need to know if that's really my son in that grave, I said. Will you help me? Tony sighed. This would be highly irregular, Dahlia. Please, Tony. If I'm wrong, I'll accept it and try to move on. But if I'm right, I'll see what I can do, he finally said. But don't do anything rash. If there is something suspicious going on, confronting Vanessa could be dangerous. As the reception wound down, Vanessa approached me, eyes still red-rimmed, but makeup perfect. Mother Dahlia, she said, her voice syrupy sweet. You should come by the house tomorrow. There are some of Michael's things you might want to have. That's thoughtful of you, I replied, studying her face. Was that guilt in her eyes, or was I seeing what I wanted to see? I'm leaving town next week, she continued. Too many memories here. I've accepted a job in Seattle. So soon? I couldn't keep the edge from my voice. Her smile tightened. Michael would want me to move on. Be strong. As she walked away, my phone buzzed again. Don't trust her. She's after the insurance money. I'm being held at the lake house. Come alone. The next morning, I called Eleanor from my car. I'm going to Michael and Vanessa's lake house. That text came again. Dahlia, this is crazy. You need to take this to the police. And tell them what? That I got a text claiming to be from my dead son? They'll think I'm having a breakdown. Then let me come with you. No. If Michael is there, If he's really alive, I don't want to spook whoever's holding him. At least tell me where this lake house is. It's on Cedar Lake, about an hour north. If you don't hear from me by noon, call Tony. The lake house was remote, nestled among towering pines at the end of a gravel road. Michael had inherited it from his father, my late husband. Vanessa had always hated it. Too rustic, too isolated. As I approached, I noticed a blue sedan I didn't recognize parked behind the house. Before I could reach the door, a man emerged from around the side of the house. Tall, bald, with a thick neck and muscular build. Someone I'd never seen before. "You lost, lady," he called out, his tone unfriendly. "I'm looking for my son. This is his property." The man's expression darkened. "Nobody here but me. I'm the caretaker." "Since when? My son never mentioned hiring a caretaker." He took a step closer. "Look, you need to leave. Private property." "Not until I see inside." "Lady, I'm not asking again." Just then, a car pulled up behind mine, Tony's police cruiser. Relief flooded through me. "Everything okay here?" Tony asked, approaching with one hand casually resting on his holstered weapon. The man backed off immediately. "Just a misunderstanding. This lady was trespassing." "I'm investigating a missing persons case," Tony said smoothly. "Mind if we take a look around?" "You got a warrant?" "No, but I can get one. Might take a few hours, during which time we'll need to secure the premises. No one in or out." The man scowled. "Fine. Make it quick." He unlocked the door and stepped aside. Inside, the house appeared undisturbed. Empty beer cans littered the coffee table. "Search everywhere," I whispered to Tony. "Someone could be hiding him." We checked every room, closet, and cabinet. Nothing. As we headed toward the basement door, the man blocked our path. "Basement's flooded. Pipe burst last week." Tony stared him down. "We'll still need to check." "Your funeral?" "Watch the third step. It's rotted through." The basement was dark and damp, but not flooded. Tony flicked on his flashlight, scanning the space. "Dahlia, there's nothing here," he said gently. "We need to check the boat shed," I insisted. Outside, as we approached the small shed by the dock, the man watched nervously from the porch. Tony pushed open the door, and there, tied to a chair and gagged, was a young man. Not Michael, but someone I recognized as Vanessa's younger brother, Kyle. Tony quickly untied him. "What the hell is going on here?" Kyle rubbed his wrists, looking terrified. "Please, you've got to help me. She's crazy. She made me send those texts." "Vanessa?" I asked, confused. "Why would she—" "She's been planning this for months," Kyle said, his voice shaking. "The insurance policy, the fake death certificate. She has a doctor friend who helped. She needed me to keep you distracted while she emptied the accounts and disappeared." "Where's Michael?" I demanded. "Is he alive?" Kyle looked away. "I don't know for sure. She said she took care of him at their city apartment before bringing him here. She made me help move something heavy wrapped in plastic to the boat 3 nights ago. I think it might have been—" My world shattered. No, the texts. She took his phone. She made me send those texts to lure you here. She's planning to kill you too, make it look like a suicide. The grieving mother who couldn't handle her son's death. Tony was already on his radio, calling for backup and putting out an APB on Vanessa. The caretaker tried to make a break for it, but was tackled by Tony before he could reach his car. As police sirens wailed in the distance, I collapsed onto the dock, staring out at the lake's dark waters, wondering if my son was truly gone, and if I'd been lured into the same trap that had claimed him. The police dragged the lake all afternoon. By sunset, they found what I'd been dreading, a body wrapped in heavy plastic, weighed down with cinder blocks. "It's not Michael," Tony told me, his face grim. "It's a man named Peter Reeves, Vanessa's ex-boyfriend from before she met Michael." "I don't understand," I said, clutching Eleanor's hand. She'd arrived with the police backup. "Kyle's talking," Tony explained. "Says Vanessa was running an elaborate con. She'd been seeing Peter again behind Michael's back. The plan was to fake Michael's death, collect the insurance, then disappear together. But Peter got greedy, wanted more than his cut, so she killed him instead. Then where's Michael? I asked, hope rising. That's what we need to find out, and fast. Jerry, Michael's boss, arrived at the lake house after Tony called him. I got here as soon as I could. What can I do? When was the last time you saw Michael? Tony asked. Monday morning at the office. He seemed distracted, asked for the rest of the week off. Family emergency, he said. Did he mention what kind of emergency? Jerry shook his head. No, but he did ask me to hold an envelope for him. Said if anything happened to him, I should give it to his mother. Jerry produced a sealed manila envelope from his jacket. I tore it open with shaking hands. Inside was a letter and a flash drive. The apartment, I said after reading the letter. Kyle said she took care of him at their apartment. We need to go there now. Tony drove us to Michael and Vanessa's downtown apartment. The building manager let us in with a master key. The place looked immaculate, recently cleaned. Too clean, Tony muttered, pulling on latex gloves. Smells like bleach. Eleanor, who'd insisted on coming with us, called from the bathroom. There's something weird with the shower drain. It looks like it's been taken apart and put back together. Tony checked the trap beneath the shower. There's traces of blood here. Someone tried to clean it up, but missed some spots. You think she killed him here? My voice trembled. We need forensics, Tony said, already on his phone. And we need to find Vanessa. As if summoned by her name, we heard a key in the front door. Tony motioned for us to stay back, drawing his weapon as he moved toward the entryway. The door opened, and there stood Vanessa, freezing when she saw Tony's gun pointed at her. Detective Harris, she said, recovering quickly. What's going on? Where's Michael? Tony demanded. What do you mean? He's dead. You were at the funeral. I stepped into view. We know about your plan, Vanessa. Kyle told us everything. Her composure cracked slightly. Kyle? I don't know what you're talking about. We found Peter's body in the lake, Tony said. We know about the insurance scam, the embezzlement, all of it. Vanessa's eyes darted toward the door, calculating. Don't, Tony warned. Where's Michael? You're too late, she spat, her mask finally dropping. He knew too much, just like Peter, just like you all will. In a lightning move, she pulled something from her purse, a small revolver. Before she could aim it, Tony fired, the bullet hitting her shoulder. She screamed, dropping the gun as she fell. He never loved me anyway, she hissed through clenched teeth. Always talking about his precious mother. Well, now you can both rot. Where is he? I demanded, kneeling beside her. Please, if there's any humanity in you. Storage unit, she whispered, blood seeping through her fingers as she clutched her wound. Valley Storage, Unit 33. But you're too late. It's been days. The paramedics took Vanessa away in handcuffs. Tony and I raced to Valley Storage, Eleanor following in her car. When the manager cut the padlock on Unit 33, my heart nearly stopped. Inside, lying on a makeshift bed of moving blankets, was Michael, pale, dehydrated, but alive. Michael! I rushed to him as Tony cut his restraints. His eyes fluttered open. Mom? His voice was weak, raspy. You got my letter. Save your strength, I said, tears streaming down my face as the paramedics worked on him. At the hospital, Michael told us everything between sips of water. She drugged my dinner the night I confronted her, he explained weakly. When I woke up, she was standing over me with a knife. What stopped her? Eleanor asked gently. A phone call, from Kyle. She decided killing me at home was too messy. Said she needed me to sign some papers before she finished the job. Tony nodded grimly. Insurance transfers. We found them in her car, along with plane tickets to Buenos Aires. How did you figure it all out, Mom? Michael asked, squeezing my hand. A mother knows, I said simply. Something felt wrong from the start. 6 months later, we sat in the courtroom as the judge delivered Vanessa's sentence. 35 years for attempted murder and the murder of Peter Reeves. No possibility of parole for 25 years. As they led her away, she looked back at me. I'm sorry, she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. I never meant for it to go this far. Tell Michael I truly did love him once. I stood up, my voice steady. Save your apologies. They mean nothing to us. Michael, now fully recovered and sitting beside me, squeezed my hand. It's over, Mom. That evening, we gathered at my house. Michael, Tony, Eleanor, and Jerry for a quiet dinner. To justice, Tony raised his glass. And to trusting your instincts, Eleanor added, nodding at me. You know what I keep thinking about? Michael said. If Mom hadn't received those texts that Vanessa sent to lure her into a trap, I wouldn't be here. Her own plan backfired. I looked around at the people who had helped save my son's life. When your world falls apart, you find out who truly matters. And sometimes you find the strength you never knew you had. Michael smiled. You always had that strength, Mom. I never doubted it for a second. As the evening wound down, I couldn't help but wonder, how well do we ever really know the people we let into our lives? And when betrayal strikes, would you have the courage to fight for the truth? Even when everyone tells you you're wrong?